In case you've been under a rock for the last few days, things have been quite busy when it comes to all things involving Tesla and Elon Musk. Regardless of your position on Tesla's reopening of the Fremont production facility against local health orders, it's likely the story that you're most aware of. After all, plenty of people, including us, have covered it quite extensively for good reason. Elon Musk has been tweeting quite ferociously, almost non-stop, on the subject. But while Tesla is fighting what is quickly developing into an ideological and political conflict over what appears to be an apparent 7-day distance between when it wants to reopen and when the county of Alameda thinks it should reopen, there are two other news stories about Tesla not getting much attention right now. One of them, the tale of a Model 3 whose steering wheel fell off, highlights a potential safety issue which could cause problems for Tesla in the future if it's not dealt with correctly. The other, Tesla securing a new loan to expand Giga Shanghai, is exceptionally good news, which could have a big impact on Tesla's future resilience and its bottom line. And I want to make sure that you know about both of these stories. Because so many of you are asking us to provide an update on the situation in California, I'm going to do that here first. But if you want to skip to these news stories, click here or here, wherever we've put it, and you should be able to skip the next minute or so of this video. I'm going to state the facts now and add a little editorializing, and then I'm just going to get back to the stories I just mentioned. At the tail end of last week, Elon Musk announced that the Fremont production facility where Tesla makes its Model S, Model X, Model 3 and Model Y would reopen following California governor's announcement that the state would move to stage 2 in its 4-stage COVID-19 reopening plan. But the county of Alameda, where Tesla's Fremont facility is based, still has a shelter-in-place order as its COVID-19 case rate is the second highest in the San Francisco Bay Area. While the zip code where Tesla's facility is located doesn't have the highest infection rate in said county, it's not the most populous in the county. Thus, on Friday, the county told Elon Musk that opening wasn't possible at the current time. This caused ire and frustration from Musk, leading him to make threats on Twitter to move Tesla's entire operation out of California to either Texas or Nevada. Tesla also threatened to sue Alameda and followed through on that threat this week. Musk opened Tesla's Fremont facility yesterday against orders, stating that if anyone was arrested, it should be him. The sheriff's department in Alameda said yesterday that it is aware that Tesla is violating the current local public health order and will approach Tesla's violation as it does for other companies violating the same order, whatever that means. Tesla, like many of its supporters, is still quite aggressively chasing the officials responsible for telling it couldn't open yet, or rather Elon Musk is doing the chasing, but according to the county, it's been in continuous contact with Tesla to approve its plans to reopen on May 18th, meaning this whole argument is about a week's worth of closures, which, if I may editorialize a little here, feels a little pointless to be arguing about. If one extra week will really make a difference, it seems strange to be kicking up so much fuss, given the attacks that both we and other news outlets have suffered recently in being less adversarial and following scientifically proven guidelines. I suspect this one will continue for a while, especially given a tweet from President Trump in support of Musk earlier today. It is the latest in a series of statements made by the president which have resulted in pitting citizens against their states and cities in a war on physical distancing orders and some of the actual advice his own government has given. But let's not get into politics. Let's deal with those two other stories. As Inside EVs reported yesterday, a Tesla Model 3 owner in the UK was shocked to discover the steering wheel on his brand new Model 3 came away in his hand while he was reversing into his driveway. The cause, according to reports, was a missing steering wheel bolt, something that the local Tesla service centre has confirmed. That's resulting in an investigation in the UK, and I'm going to guess an investigation at Tesla as well. But it's one of a number of quality control issues that have been reported of late from Tesla, most of which have been Model Y quality control issues with trim. And while every automaker has quality control issues, I once owned a car that has rust inside on its frame despite it being less than a year old, issues like this are not going to help Tesla. It's not clear at the moment if it's an issue that's a one-off thing or if it's indicative of something more problematic. And of course, when I know which it is, I will let you know. But to contextualise this, however, I also feel obliged to note that in 2018, Ford recalled 1.4 million cars for loose steering wheels caused by incorrect mounting hardware. Hyundai had a similar recall, and pretty much every automaker out there to this point has at some point issued its own recall for steering systems of some description. This, I hope, illustrates that steering problems are unfortunately common and steering wheels detaching are, while less common, sadly not unheard of. So we shouldn't single out Tesla for this problem. However, we should also note that it's not acceptable for any car to leave the factory with a missing steering bolt. That is a very dangerous defect, which could be indicative of a production line being pushed too hard. With that negative story out of the way, let's look at the more positive one for Tesla. The news that it's just secured a 4 billion yuan loan, about $565.5 million US, to expand Giga Shanghai production. Or rather, its subsidiary in China, that's Tesla Shanghai Co., has received approval from a working capital loan contract with the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China Limited. According to the official SEC regulatory filings, the unsecured revolving credit line can only be used by the company for the expenses related to the production of vehicles at Giga Shanghai. What's not 100% clear, though, is if this is a loan to ensure Tesla can get ready to ramp up production again at the facility, which closed last week temporarily amidst rumours of supply chain issues, or if it's also for expansion at the same facility. Official SEC filings simply state, quote, "The proceeds of such loans may be used for expenditures related to production at our Gigafactory Shanghai," which isn't particularly helpful in clarifying my question. As far as loans Tesla has taken out in the past, this current one isn't exactly all that large, although it could certainly help fund expansion of the Model 3 and Model Y production lines at Giga Shanghai. It could also, however, be used to help Tesla make up for any losses being incurred right now due to COVID-19, supply chain issues, and the recent price drop that Tesla opted to give Model 3 in China in order to ensure it was eligible for new, more stringent electric car incentives in the PRC. That, combined with a lower automotive gross margin in China because the factory hasn't reached full speed, and it hadn't before COVID-related closures, that could all be seriously impacting the profitability of Tesla Shanghai. Knowing this to be transitory, the loan could be treated as almost a bridging loan for Tesla's basic operations. And if Tesla uses the funds to expand production, it might be better news. Because bringing Giga Shanghai's Model Y production online as soon as possible will certainly help global Model Y rollout, and Chinese-made Model 3 and Model Y could eventually be used in other markets outside of China, like the rest of Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. In these markets right now, the cost of shipping cars from the US has resulted in pretty much every Tesla being far more expensive to buy in those markets than it is in its home market of the US. And of course, having Tesla's Giga Shanghai online and producing a larger share of Tesla's global output would mean the pressure would be off Fremont a bit. And of course, there's also Giga Berlin. And the more factories Tesla has around the world, the less I think we'll see scenes like we've seen in Fremont this week. That has to be good for Tesla, right? That's it. Thanks for watching. And if you'd like to help us make more videos like this, please do like, comment and subscribe. Send us a couple of dollars our way every month through Patreon, or feed our coffee habit with Ko-fi. Thanks to the folks scrolling by on my right. They are our charged up patrons. If you donate $15 a month to the channel, you will join them on this scrolling wall. If you donate $50 a month, you'll join Jeffrey Songster, John Lyons and Regine Fellows at our self-driving level of patronage. They get a tour of the studio here in Portland and extra special goodies, while absolute top-level, super out-of-this-world, zooming around the solar system in a Tesla, Roadster, Starman patrons, Marcel Ward, Reggie Watts, JP Fagerback and Sean Udea, get a personal tour of Portland if they ever come into town, as well as great food on us. If you're looking for something else to watch from this channel, then Google thinks you might enjoy this one, so check it out if you haven't, and I'll be back soon with more content for you all to enjoy. Until next time, wash your hands, stay safe, and keep evolving.